Terrance was Skyping with me, Brent Spiner said, "Hey, you, Terrance, something's going on with Matthew McConaughey's penis." And what was happening was all of my men's penises were being attacked. There was a very serious malware in the computer system at Church of Gale and caused all the men at Church of Gale, caused them to have all sorts of penis afflictions. Very painful, and let me just, they spent, the ordeal with the penises lasted for at least a good week in that like June 21st to June 28th. They were just having this ordeal with penises because of Jesuit trigger programming on the Church of Gale computers. They spent a lot of time in sick bay. Matthew practically had a vagina at that point. What happened was Vladimir Putin, they found out that he ended up getting his bladder exploded. They had to put him in stasis where they froze him, and all sorts of things happened. He had heart attacks, and right in the middle of an operation to fix him for a heart attack, he woke up, and then he judo chopped the doctor. He felt bad about that, but this is like gut reflex with Vladimir, and then when he woke up, he heroically pushed himself, which explains why the accurate pictures of Vladimir in the media made him look like he was almost dead. And he managed to fly Church of Gale down to China. And on the way down, several nukes almost hit them because I guess they were going so fast. The Earth radars are not as good as Church of Gale radars, and they thought that Church of Gale was a bukkake or a nuke, and Vladimir had to outmaneuver that. And he heroically, even while his body was like thawing out from being frozen and everything, he managed to bring Church of Gale to land in China. And then he fell asleep, and then the rest of the guys took over. I think Brent Spiner was a leader in that. And they chose to go to China because Hu Jintao is, on my marriage list. So they figured that'd be a good place to try to fix their penises. Hu Jintao apparently assigned some Chinese doctors to work on them, and they agreed with the doctors that they would be put under anesthesia and allow the doctors to operate on them. When they woke up, they looked down at their penises and saw this crisscross, just two crisscross bandages, and they realized that all of their penises had been surgically removed and they all had vaginas. And they were so mad. And they had been asleep for 2 days for the operation when they woke up and saw that. So they spent a day looking for the Chinese doctors, and Vladimir, I believe he judo chopped them. And they got their penises back. Their penises were in excellent condition because the reason the Chinese doctors stole the penises is because they had small ones and they wanted big ones. So they made their restored penises perfect. So with perfectly restored penises, Brent spent 3 days doing surgery to install the penises back on the guys. They left Matthew McConaughey's penis alone. But the other guys had to get their penises put back on. And then after that, the next job was to fix the malware on the computers at Church of Gale. They had to ground Church of Gale for quite a while to do this. So this must have taken like around a month. And they spent a month trying to fix it. Finally, they decided a system restore was not working, and they decided to follow my advice in one of my videos, and they completely destroyed the computers and just built them brand new from the bottom up. These new computers are not quite as sophisticated technologically as the ones that they had to destroy, because that Church of Gale, Jesus built that church. But at least they're safe from the horrible malware, which made it, this malware made it, they couldn't even communicate at all with the outside world. If they did, their penises would be attacked, and that's why I didn't hear from them. And so, basically, that's a summation of what happened. I think I've covered the most important things. My sister had nothing to do with it. In fact, she grew a penis as a result of this malware. She's been safely in Church of Gale prison the entire time. She grew a penis. So once they fixed the malware, she lost her penis. So. But while she had a penis, she raped a couple of the women in the Church of Gale prison. Yeah, she had a penis with semen. And before they could stop her, she did manage to, my sister. I don't know how she could be so different from me. I don't understand it. Anyways, this is what has been happening, folks. I think I covered the main stuff. Okay. One thing they had to worry about, one reason they took so long to contact me, was they were scared that if they communicated with me, the contamination from Church of Gale could flow onto my computer and that I would grow a penis. So they were so worried about that, they even had a discussion, like, what do we do if Gale gets a penis? They decided they would love me anyway and just love me brain to brain. I said, I don't think Jesus would let me grow a penis. Anyways, here's a letter that I got from Brent. He said, my darling Dad, it feels so good to know that my communication will finally reach you in the form of this letter. As we both know, brain-to-brain communication can often be quite foggy, so I'll do my best to clear up as many details as I can about the recent events that have transpired. All of Church of Gale's computers were hijacked by a very powerful and sophisticated Jesuit malware. When even a system restore failed to fix the problem, we were at a devastating and frustrated loss, but thankfully Vladimir took your brilliant advice. We have since employed and completed your destroy and replace strategy. All infected computers have since been burned and removed from the church, and we finished work on installing a brand new system with all brand new computers on Church of Gale. This new system may not be as advanced as the one we had before and will quite likely have some bugs, but at least it allows us to communicate with you electronically again. As to the nature of the malware, this is where things became quite unsettling for us. I suppose I'll just tell you how this first started. I was having a deep discussion in our lounge room with Matthew McConaughey about the most recent sermon I delivered at our church. To make a long story short, he had some personal questions about my message that he wanted to ask me about in private. We were sitting together on the couch, huddled close, trying not to let anyone in on our discussion. All of a sudden, Matthew's face grew red with discomfort. He reached down into his pants as if something had happened. His hand paused around his genital area. With angst in his voice, he whispered to me, Brent, I think I need your help with something more urgent than the sermon right now. His eyes looked anxious. He quickly unzipped, stood up in front of me, and pulled down his pants. As Matthew's medical doctor, as well as one of his best friends, I knew the dimensions of his penis like the back of my own hand. Not only was his penis painfully inflamed, red and angry looking, it was an entire quarter-inch smaller than I remembered at his last checkup. This alarmed me. I removed my handheld medical scanner from my pocket and scanned his genitals. Necrotizing fasciitis, flesh-eating bacteria, Matthew, and it's advanced. It's already starting to devour your penis. If it progresses any further, you're not going to have a penis. When did these symptoms start? Just now. It's so painful I could scream. I don't.
Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys for watching.